group is now coming down to the grotto below called the Nativity of Mary, where Mary was born. And here we talk about the Immaculate Conception, that Mary was prevented from falling into sin by an act of grace and mercy based on the merits of her Son. We go out the big doors, back into the old city of Jerusalem, and back to our bus. We're now heading for the Western Wall. Okay, here comes our group. We have just arrived at the Western Wall, which is right there, and I'm going to describe now about the Western Wall for everyone. Because during the Passover, that's when the Jews were crazy. Messianic fever. They all came. 2 million at a time would come here for Passover. And they would just be seething, and they'd be fighting. And so Pilate, every time Passover was here, Pilate and Herod, they would fill that Antonia fortress with soldiers, and they would sit up on top of it and look down at the Jews. At the Antonia fortress after Mark Antony and said he won't tear down his own building named after him. So that's what this wall is. This is the western wall of the containment platform. And if you would have been here before, you'd seen a 7 or 10-story beautiful temple rising above that. And it says in Josephus, who wrote in the 1st century, saw it with his own eyes before it was destroyed, said that whole temple is covered. The facade of it is covered with gold and with clusters of grapes. Grapevines this beautiful grapevines came clustering over the temple with clusters of grapes the size of a man. So when Jesus is leaving the upper room, which is behind you, and it says, let us go from here, and he goes down through the Kidron Valley and up into the Mount of Olives over there, the Garden of Gethsemane, it says that he says, I'm the vine and you are the branches. Remember, he gives us, he's giving this as he's talking on his way. Where do you think? I think he stopped right here, and he says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Why? Because look at the backdrop, the temple of the vines, and he's saying, I'm the new temple. I am the vine. You are the branches. If you abide in me, you'll have better fruit. I pray for all of them, and he prays and consecrates them. John chapter 17 is his longest prayer. It's called the Lord's Prayer, and it's all about unity and all of us being one. It's his high priestly prayer before he dies. And why do you think he's praying this prayer? He's leaving up there. He's going right past the temple over to the Garden of Gethsemane. Where does the high priest pray? At the temple. I think Jesus came here and he stopped at the temple and he raised his hands and he started praying to his Father. And he consecrates 3 people, 3 groups. He first consecrates himself as priest and sacrifice. He consecrates his 12 new priests, the 12 apostles who are going to follow him. And then he consecrates you. He consecrates all of those who will believe through their word, which is you. Here's our guys approaching the Western Wall. We're here with a bunch of Jews as well who are praying. And here's the Western Wall. Look how big that thing is. It's huge. And here we find one talking to God and one talking to his wife. And here is the beautiful Western Wall. It goes up and up and up and up and up. Just trying to get your picture here. Good. Like Las Vegas at the Bellagio. Glad you enjoyed it. So we're back at the Notre Dame. Everybody has the afternoon free, but we're starting that afternoon with with lunch here. It's a lot of good stuff to eat, and salads, beans, everything else. And here's our group. They're all eating lunch, and then they're going to go out and they are going to go exploring because they have the whole afternoon and evening free. There's a bunch more of them here. Look at that. Hello, Weil.
Hello, buddy.
Ah, okay.